Hi, I'm Kirsty Spraggan from KirstyTV, and we're here together.
Yes, I'm Alexandra Harbushka with Life with Herpes.
Talking about herpes. So cure, treatments, holistic approaches.
Everything.
Where do you want to start on that?
Well, I mean, where shouldn't we start? It's all good.
I think let's start with this. I saw on a Facebook group someone had posted, what should I eat for breakfast? Because she was now worried that she was going to have outbreaks from everything. And a lot of people said, that's BS, you can eat whatever you want. And then other people were like, oh yeah, I'm totally allergic to, like, gluten is a trigger. Almond milk's a huge trigger for me personally. I started making and I didn't know until I started making my own almond milk out of the bag. And then it was the only thing that I'd changed in my diet, and I've had it for 20 years. I usually only get an outbreak once or twice a year, and I started getting outbreaks like every week or two. And so I was like, okay, the almond milk. And I knew cashews had been a trigger for me before, but all other nuts were okay. But maybe because the amount of, fresh almonds and that, and chocolate had been a little bit of a trigger for me. So do you have any triggers?
Eggplant.
Eggplant, that's a weird one. I've never heard that.
Garrett, I love eggplant. I'm Greek, so like I could have baba ganoush and all that all the time. I can't.
Wow, I've never heard of that. So I think that the thing that I think is important for people to know about this is that I think that it's another one of those gifts that comes from herpes, is that you truly have to get in tune with your body. So before you go out there and, you see a lot of people who want to go on medication the minute that they get it. I get that sometimes you need that for that initial outbreak, especially if you're in so much pain you can't walk. But I think there's this period where it's good to just let your body just see what's going on. So you can figure out, is it right before my period? A lot of people get it then.
That's a big one for women.
Is it stress? Is it shaving? Waxing? Nuts seems to be a big one for people with the arginine in nuts and in chocolate. Peanuts.
See, I eat chocolate every day.
I was okay with peanuts. And I'm okay with dark chocolate, but not with milk chocolate.
I eat dark chocolate every day, yeah.
Yeah, dark chocolate doesn't seem to be as much of a trigger. It's the milk chocolate.
Yeah, well, eggplant is a big one. But it's so interesting because you'll hear other people, tomatoes, that's a big one for people, and I eat tomatoes every day.
It's interesting because tomatoes can also be like gout, so maybe there's a similarity there. But yeah, so I think that in terms of that, there is nothing that I've ever heard of that's a complete cure-all. I definitely think that there are certain things that can that trigger you that you can learn to manage. For me, the absolute number one thing that I think is it's emotions. If you are not in acceptance with this, for me, my outbreaks were more severe and more prominent when I was in the self-loathing and the shame pit. I think once you get to a place of acceptance, from what I've heard with most people, it kind of calms down and you're able to manage it better.
Right.
And I think that in terms of health and well-being, like getting lots of sleep, looking after yourself.
That's huge. Sleep is a huge trigger for me. If I don't get 9 hours of sleep, I will guarantee you get an outbreak. Or if I travel international, that's another big one. If I get on a flight,
drink and party all night, or anything where you're putting huge stress and strain on your body. So I think that that's one of the beautiful gifts, is you learn to look after yourself, which when you're young, in my 20s, you don't really want to hear that you can't eat this and you can't drink and you need to sleep. But as you get older, it is kind of a gift.
Yeah, I know, absolutely, because it forces you to get in tune with your body. It forces you to figure out what little things, like, oh, well, maybe if I'm eating too much of this and it's causing me an outbreak, well, maybe this is a precursor to give me heads up that, hey, something else could be going down the line. For example, like tomatoes and gout, you know, that these are just all little things. Your body's having some sort of reaction to it. So it's just a good little reminder.
And I think that in terms of when you actually have an outbreak, again, you can kind of learn. I've been able to get it down to 24 hours now, where it's not a major thing. And for me, essential oils, if I need Valtrex, I try to only take it as what do they call it when you're only having it when you actually have an outbreak? There's a word for it.
I don't know, down to the wire.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
A suppressive, I think it is, or something, when you're not on it every day.
No,
but you
daily is suppressive.
It's the opposite then. Anyway, that thing, one. I take it if I need to, like if I'm traveling or something, but also, like an oregano oil or a tea tree oil with a couple of drops inside of coconut oil, and I find it dries it out and clears it up.
Great one too is a Epsom salt bath.
Yes.
That's great.
Which is great for your whole body.
Yes,
it's like a massage for your body.
I like to have a glass of wine when I do it, but I don't recommend that.
That probably won't help with the outbreaks.
So don't do that.
No, don't do that. But have the Epsom salt.
But I like to. But just do
with
it
some oils.
Yeah, and lemon water.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. And if you want to find more about us, you can check me out at KirstyTV on YouTube.
And you can go to Life with Herpes for more. And of course, if you're wondering about herpes diagnosis or treatment or anything to do with that world, go to HerpAlert.com.